Okay, welcome back, dear friends. This time, I'd like to go through the virtual machine of Funbox Rookie together with you. But before begin our today's video, if you don't mind, please subscribe to my channel. I do appreciate your help and support. To save the time, I have already imported the virtual machine into the VirtualBox. Now I'd like to enter into the Kali Linux. As you can see over here, the IP address of the virtual machine or target has been identified as 161. And as you can see here, I also did the nmap scanning. From the nmap scanning results, as you can see, the three open ports. The first one is 21, which runs FTP surface, and also the version information. I think if you want, you can check whether this version doesn't have vulnerability, but I can tell you at this point this doesn't have at all. But the target or the virtual machine does allow the anonymous login. Later we can check on this, and there's so many files and we need to look at carefully. And the second port is 22, which runs SSH. Also the version information, of course we are so certain that this version doesn't have any vulnerability what we can exploit. And the last port is 80, which runs HTTP. So I think I mentioned in other video, if the target or the virtual machine has FTP service running and also allow the anonymous login, the first thing we need to do is to do some enumeration for FTP, and this will be very easy. We just log in to the target and specify the username as anonymous. And the password, we do not need to fill in anything. Now we have already logged in to the FTP, and there's so many files we need to download onto the Kali Linux for our later analysis, and we can, for example, get the means. And also we need to get like users and welcome, but also we can get the zip file, and we can, because there's so many zip files, we can use the mget command to download all files with one command. And we can use the star to represent all files, and the extension is zip. Yes, we just okay, so now we can quit the FTP. As you can see, we have already got all files from the virtual machine, and we can cut the means. So of course this, I think the message is encoded by some sort of the mechanism, for example like a base 64. We can check on this, and because I did this before or earlier, I just auto-complete this command. So I think very interesting information given by the author, like, hi admins, be careful with your keys. I think the key is some sort of like a SSH private key. Find them in zip. We have already got all the zip file onto our local machine, and the passwords are the old ones, so maybe we can crack those files. And of course we need to convert the zip file onto the hash value, which can be used by the John the Ripper to crack. Of course we need to do them one by one. but to save the time, I just show you the right one. This one we can crack, but other files, we cannot succeed in cracking passwords. So I can zip to John and Tom. So now we have already converted the zip file to the hash value, and then this value can be cracked by John the Ripper. Of course, because I have done before or cracked the password before, so maybe the John the Ripper will not do it again. Okay, we can use John hash. Yeah, no password hash is left to crack because it has already retrieved the password. So we can use the show to show the actual password. As you can see, the password is this one, and we can make a copy, and we can unzip the Tom and paste the password in here. Now we have already got the SSH private key, but before we can use this private key, we need to change mode to the 400, and now we can SH to the target. Yeah, now we have already successfully logged in as Tom user, but we can do some local enumeration, and we can cut the bash history, but nothing. And also we can, for example, can change to the temporary directory, but we cannot navigate. It means that we cannot run the command of cd. So maybe we need to check the type of a shell, what we have already got. For example, echo and shell. So now it means that we are in the restrict bash or restrict shell. We need to bypass this restrict shell and to get the normal one. And for the different scenario, there will be different ways to bypass or escape. Maybe this is more correct word for this point. And here I can use the Python. We can check the Python to see whether the Python is installed on the target, but Python 2 doesn't. And we can check the Python 3. Yeah, it does exist on the target, and we can use the Python and import the OS module, OS system, and got the normal bash. Now I think we have already have the privilege or escape the restrict shell. Now we can navigate like a temporary directory. So what we can do, we can sudo to see whether we can run some command with the sudo privilege, but we didn't have the password, right? And I needed to make some attempts. Of course, such attempts almost will fail. So what can we do to elevate our privilege? And we can use the find command to find whether we can locate the command with the SUID bit. But nothing found. And now we what can we do? And if we go to the we need to check the ID. So I think you have already noticed that the Tom is or belongs to the LXD group. if you have done many CTF-like penetration, you will immediately know what to do next to elevate a privilege. Yes, and I have already got the resource for the purpose of privilege escalation, because the several commands what need to be running. And the first thing we need to get this. We need to clone. Maybe we can open up another tab. And we can use we can just paste in here. Yeah, now we have already cloned the files from the repository, from the GitHub. And we can go to the XD, and we need to upload this file onto the target. And this will be very easy. We just use the Python to set up the HTTP server. And now we can copy the file name. I do not want to change. Of course, also we can change the file name. Anyway, we can use the wget and the port number and paste the file name here. Yeah, no problem. And now we can go back to our help or instruction how to elevate a privilege by use of LXD membership. Yeah, we have already done this one, and we need to import the image into the LXD, right? And now we can use LXC image and import Alpine, and we can specify the alias name is my image. Yeah, already LX image list. Yeah, no problem. And now, yeah, we need to go back to this instruction. I think we have already done this one, and now we can. Yeah, I just copy the whole command. But some error, no storage pool found. It's okay. We just initialize the storage pool by the LXD init, and leave the default option all the way to the bottom. Yeah, now we can run the command or launch the image again. Now no problem. Yeah, I need to run the next. I just copy the whole command, oh, sorry, maybe not this one. And we can copy and paste in here. Yeah, no error. And we need to run the next command. Yeah, now we can start our container. Container name is ignite. And now we can run this container, and the command we need to run is shell. Now we have already in the container, and because we have a map the source path to the container path, so if you want to read some files, for example like flag, root flag, we can go to this directory. We can go to this directory, and now we can list, and now go to the root, and this should be the root directory on the host. And now we got the final flag. Okay, so that's all I'd like to demonstrate in this video. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.